nation begins with hope. Hope for prosperity, hope for stability, hope for a better life for the next generation. Yet while some countries rise from poverty to wealth within one generation, others remain trapped in struggle for decades. Why does this happen? Why do some nations move forward while others fall behind? The answer is not natural resources. It is not population size. It is not even geography. The real difference is leadership. Leadership sets direction. Leadership shapes institutions. Leadership builds the systems that allow a nation to grow. We will explore how leadership determines the destiny of nations through the real stories of Singapore, Rwanda, and South Korea. And more importantly, we will look at exactly what their leaders planned, what they built, and how those decisions transformed their countries forever. Leadership in nation building is not about speeches. It is not about popularity. It is about three things: vision, discipline, and execution. Vision means imagining a future that does not yet exist and designing a clear national path toward that future. Discipline means resisting corruption, resisting shortcuts, and choosing long-term stability over short-term applause. Execution means building strong institutions, systems that keep working even when leaders leave office. Without these three qualities, development collapses. With them, even the poorest nation can rise. Singapore is one of the clearest examples in history. In 1965, when Singapore became independent, it had no oil, no gold, no farmland, and no water supply of its own. Unemployment was high, corruption was common, ethnic tensions were dangerous, and the future looked uncertain. Most countries with these conditions failed. Singapore did not, because its leaders created a long-term national transformation plan that stretched not just for years, but for decades. The first thing Singapore's leadership attacked was corruption. Lee Kuan Yew understood something very simple. A corrupt country cannot develop. So Singapore built one of the toughest anti-corruption systems in the world. An independent corruption bureau was created with full authority to investigate anyone, including ministers. Public servants were paid competitive salaries so they would not depend on bribes. Every major government transaction became transparent. Procurement was audited, licenses were monitored, and offenders were jailed without exception. Within one generation, corruption stopped being normal and became socially unacceptable. Next, Singapore transformed its public service. Government was no longer treated as a political reward system. It became a professional organization. Top students were recruited into public administration. Many were sent abroad for training with the condition that they return to serve. Promotions were based strictly on performance. Politics was separated from administration, and excellence became the standard. This created one of the most efficient and reliable bureaucracies in the world. Then came the boldest decision of all: economic reinvention. Singapore had no natural resources, so leadership chose industries that depended on talent, location, and efficiency. Shipping, aviation, electronics, oil refining without oil, and financial services. The government created the Economic Development Board to aggressively attract global companies. It offered tax incentives, ready-built industrial parks, skilled labor, and world-class infrastructure. Investors came, factories opened, jobs expanded, and Singapore became Asia's business gateway. But leadership did not stop there. They built infrastructure before wealth arrived. They built one of the most efficient ports in the world. They built Changi Airport, now one of the best airports on Earth. They built a modern metro system. They built advanced power and water recycling networks. Infrastructure came first. The economy followed. Then they tackled social stability. Through the Housing Development Board, the government built affordable, high-quality public housing. Citizens used long-term savings to buy their homes. Racial integration rules prevented ethnic ghettos. Within 30 years, over 80% of Singaporeans owned their homes. This created national pride, social cohesion, and long-term stability. Finally, leadership made education the core national weapon. Schools were disciplined, teachers were well-trained, maths and science were prioritized, technical education was strengthened. Singapore did not gamble on development, it engineered it. Rwanda offers a very different but equally powerful story. In 1994, Rwanda experienced one of the worst tragedies in human history. Nearly 1 million people were killed in a genocide. The country collapsed. Infrastructure was destroyed. Trust was gone. Most nations never recover from such destruction. Rwanda did, because leadership chose order over chaos, unity over division, and long-term rebuilding over revenge. The first priority was security. Leadership understood that without safety, no business could operate, no schools could function, and no society could heal. Police and military forces were rebuilt from scratch. Discipline was enforced. Crime was heavily discouraged. Safety became a national standard. Next came accountability. Rwanda built one of Africa's strictest anti-corruption systems. Public officials were required to declare their assets. Special anti-corruption courts were created. Government leaders signed yearly performance targets. Failure had consequences. Corruption fell sharply. Trust returned. Then leadership addressed the deepest wound of all: tribal division. Ethnic labels were removed from national identity cards. Citizens were taught to see themselves not as tribes, but as one people. Community courts helped villages confront the past. Monthly national service brought neighbors together. A new identity was built. Not Hutu, not Tutsi, just Rwandan. Then Rwanda turned to technology. Nationwide high-speed internet was built. Government services went digital. Tax systems, health records, passports, all moved online. Rwanda positioned itself as a technology and conference hub for Africa. Finally, leadership enforced order and cleanliness. Plastic bags were banned, sanitation laws were enforced, monthly community cleaning became mandatory. Kigali transformed into one of the cleanest and safest cities in Africa. As of December 2024, Rwanda was still officially classified as a least developed country by the United Nations, as a result of poverty in its rural areas. But it's on the verge of graduating, and will likely be off the list of least developed countries at the United Nations next review in 2027. From genocide to stability, from collapse to confidence, leadership rebuilt Rwanda through discipline and planning. Korea completes the picture. In the 1950s, South Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world. War had destroyed its cities, its economy was agricultural, its people depended on aid. But leadership made a radical decision: industrialize or remain poor forever. The government selected specific industries: steel, shipbuilding, automobiles, and electronics. These industries were supported with cheap government loans, protected during early growth, and forced to compete globally. This birthed companies we now know as Samsung, Hyundai, LG, and Kia. Education became the second weapon. Schooling became universal. Engineering and science were prioritized. Thousands of students were trained for technical skills. Korea understood that its greatest resource was its people. Land reform followed. Large estates were broken up. Farmers gained ownership. Productivity increased. Inequality reduced. Demand grew. Infrastructure was built before industry demanded it. Highways, ports, power plants, railways, and dams were constructed years ahead of economic growth. And finally, leadership launched national campaigns for discipline, savings culture, work ethic, national pride, and productivity. South Korea did not wait for growth. It mobilized for it. Across Singapore, Rwanda, and South Korea, the same patterns appear again and again. long-term planning beyond election cycles, zero tolerance for corruption, strong and professional civil service, massive investment in education, infrastructure before prosperity, and a united national identity. These are not slogans. They are proven laws of development. A nation's destiny is not written in its soil. It is not written in its borders. It is not written in its past. It is written in the discipline, vision, and courage of its leaders and in the systems they build. Leadership determines a great deal, and that is why leadership is a major factor in determining the destiny of nations. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more insights on how nations grow, transform, and prosper.